Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilly Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we're going to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do the usual disclaimers, first off, please excuse my attire and my appearance. I literally just kind of flew on here right after kicking my own ass, exercise, what I call exercise. Alright, we are, of course, going to the JRC, but the disclaimers first. I can't think, folks, and I don't have an edit button. Alright, in the description box, you are going to find the link to the article that the JRC, also known as the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, doesn't want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by Autistics for Autistics, wherein they surveyed and interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's quote-unquote behavioral treatment program. In fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from their website. NeuroClastic has, of course, refused. So you know the drill. Read it again and share on all your social media. You're also going to see NeuroClastic's public statement on regards to the defamation lawsuit threat in the description box and a link to their GoFundMe. This was set up by Autistic Twitter for them just in case the JRC has the balls to see through their threat. We also have the links to the Agape boarding school situation. Agape boarding school is a Christian-themed boarding school out in Stockton, Missouri, based on a ranch, wherein they have right now, and counting, 19 pending lawsuits against them. This is one of those places who take in troubled teens, that garbage boot camp shit when you can just literally just get them the actual help they need. Don't get me started on that subject. But yes, 19 lawsuits. They are alleging child exploitation, minor exploitation. They also include abuse, sexual abuse, and starvation. Please go to those links, read those articles. You're going to see their change.org shut the Agape boarding school down petition as well. And if you come across anything at all where Agape is actually defending ourselves or have anything to say, please link me in the comments. We also have the pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistica's massive archive on the subject, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org shut the Judge Rotenberg Center down petition. When we discuss JRC, folks, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of peoples with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you do got young children present, please go ahead and use your headphones, alright? Okay. Now, it is 4:31, it's at the end of my day, and I'm very obviously brain melted. So, not brain dead, it's melted. It's melted already. So, if I stumble over my words or go into left field, apologies in advance. Also, I use profanity on this channel, unapologetically. I was raised by a family of veterans and truck drivers. So, if this offends you, I'm sorry, but I just don't care. But please, if it does, don't watch the video, but please go to the links, alright? Okay, so where I left off yesterday. You remember when JRC doesn't understand basic English, in spite of the fact that it's inside one of the original colonies? Sorry, it's still not over that. 117. Observations showed that a return to academic task was often used as a consequence for problem behaviors that occurred during breaks or during earned activities. Okay, return to academic work is not a consequence for problem behaviors. Loss of rewarding environment or activity they were participating in is the consequence for exhibiting the inappropriate behavior. Potato, JRC. Potato. It's the same damn thing. Get out of your adult head for 5 minutes and make yourself a student and tell me what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? But we're not making a consequence. Well, if you force them to stop their rewarding activity, like, I don't know, maybe eating lunch per bite, and then force them to go back to schoolwork, it's gonna seem like a punishment to a kid. It would have to me that age. God help you if you tried to take me from my book. Ooh. Potato. Seriously? Are we gonna start mincing words here, JRC? 118. JRC's program descriptions consistently prescribe positive consequences for the absence of problem behaviors, but do not prescribe specific reinforcement procedures for completion of work or accuracy of work completed. It's completely false. The students are consistently rewarded through points, tokens, edibles, breaks for complete academics and accuracy. Oh, you mean you actually let them eat their food one bite at a time? How wonderful for you, you evil bastards. But you get points and tokens. For fuck's sake. You realize these are the exact same rewards that they use for students that are 21 years old and still stuck there, right? Teenagers don't want points or tokens. You know what they want around that age? Money. I can tell you that right off the bat. Most of my nieces and nephews are now about around that age. They don't want you to buy them stuff. They want you to hand them money. Trust me on that one. It's one of the most condescending things in the world. It really is. But if you do it and you do it the way we want and you don't react to the people being tortured next to you, you get time in the ball pit. Fuck me. Fuck me. JRC, your program, on top of everything else, your rewards program is garbage. Garbage. Rewards are something that are used on younger children. Now, if you were to use that on a group that's anywhere between 5 to even 10, I'll be generous and give you to 12 to 13 years old, fine. I understand that. But by the time they are out of the preteen stage, this is condescending bullshit. And most teenagers are going to rebel against it. And when they rebel against it, like normal teenagers do, you are going to basically fucking torture them. Yeah, let that sit for a moment. So you can either earn stupid-ass tokens that most teenagers have no use for, or get tortured. Yeah, great rewards program. Y'all really know nothing about positive behavioral reinforcement, do you? Moving on. One school district documented that the JRC placed a student in a room where there were no desks or computers and that she worked on worksheets and flashcards and often did not leave her residence to attend school due to behaviors exhibited in the residence. Here we go again. Here's their bullshit. JRC were never asked about this by the NSED visitors. Again, we're not there to ask you questions. Do you not understand? When we come in, your ass is in trouble. Do you get that? We're done asking questions at that point. If we wanted to ask questions, we would announce our presence ahead of time. Unannounced visits means we're not there for your bullshit. God, through this whole thing, if you just would have asked, we could have explained it to you. It's condescending as fuck. JRC, and you know it is. You have people with doctorates coming into these groups that go with us when we do these little visits. The same degrees that they all worship at the JRC that they say they all have. Really? God, the chutzpah. We asked several times if the review team had questions about anything, and they chose not to ask any about this topic. Yeah, duh! We're not there to ask questions. What part of this you understand? If we're doing unannounced visits, your ass is in trouble. You need to stop being so goddamn condescending and maybe start getting a little fucking concerned, because groups like mine is what will yank fucking students the hell out of your program. Do you not understand? We may not be able to yank your license from Massachusetts, but groups like mine from other states, when we're coming in like this, we can and will yank our own the fuck out of there. Fucking really? In the case of question, all regulations were followed regarding any suspension, and instruction was provided as required. Students have their education program in residence only if and only as long as it is not safe to transport them to school. Additionally, all districts are notified when the student reaches 10 consecutive days of suspension, and team meetings are requested as required by NSED and IDEA. Oh, I'm sure they are. And why are they acting up, JRC? It's not like you torture them or anything. This was in 2005, and as of today, some districts still have not replied to the letter sent by JRC. This was brought up by JRC with NSED at the September 2005 visit. Was it? Or was it your usual dismissive bullshit that you then waved off? Because I'm going to think it was probably the latter. See, usually when we do those visits and they're announced, things are more polite. When we're coming in unannounced, you're in trouble. And the JRC can't seem to understand this. They are defending themselves while being condescending as fuck, as though they, not the team visiting, but they are the authority. Now, let me tell you the power dynamics of these types of visits. When groups like mine come in, we are the authority. And when we are doing these unannounced visits, it's because your answers, as provided in the past, and the same bullshit you're going to state again, is not good enough anymore. Things have been brought to light that are so bad that we are coming in to see with our own eyeballs what you're actually up to behind closed doors. So, stop with your high-handed bullshit. You do not have the high ground. You do not have the authority when we are there. We do. We have the authority to yank those kids the hell out of that school and basically ban any student from ever being sent there again. Which, by the way, JRC, they are working on right now as we speak. You see, you didn't break Andre McCollins. He's fighting back. He and his mother want to make sure that no one ever has to go through the torture and the horror that he did. And he's doing it with the same people and individuals that sparked this unannounced visit back in 2006. And on that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close out. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please, folks, do hit that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. Also, double check that you're still subscribed because it's being wonky with me. I do appreciate your time, and as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.